Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. I've recently beat Top True Skill. To be exact, around 3 hours ago as I'm recording this. And now I have multiple towers that I could do next as my second Remorseless. And my options are Tower of Glitching and Healing, Tower of Fractured Obstacles, and Tower of Eternal Suffering. The thing with Tower of Fractured Obstacles is just that it uses a lot of skills that I still need to practice, which would definitely give me a big skill boost in these skills. These are long jumps as well as trust gameplay. Then we have Tower of Eternal Suffering, which is definitely the hardest out of these. The good thing is that I already got to floor 7 once on mobile a few months ago. The same with Tower of Glitching and Healing, just that after that comes a lot more than on Tower of Eternal Suffering. The only bad part about Tower of Eternal the thing is though, I really need your help and decide what I would do. Of course, I've gotten decent progress on Toes as well as Tower of Glitching and Healing, but Tower of Fractured Obstacles will definitely boost my skill more. At least I think that it will probably boost my skill more, since I'm not that good with trust or long jump based gameplay. And Tower of Fractured Obstacles features it with wraps and client object based gameplay, which will make it definitely a more balanced field. Tower of Eternal Suffering is of course just Tower of True Skill, but with more kill breaks and more client objects, which will probably not be the best thing since I just finished my TOTS grind. Tower of Glitching of Healing, of course, I also got some decent progress of it, but again it's pretty nerve-wracking and as well also just pretty unbalanced, and I definitely have some struggle towards certain floors. So the thing is just, what tower should I do next? I would definitely try at one point to complete all of these before doing my first SC. Right now the best progress that I have in terms of like total completion is Tower of Eternal Suffering, where I've done around more than half of the tower on mobile. I guess this tower also features some trust gameplay, so I could maybe get a small skill boost in them. But mostly just, Tower of Glitching and Healing skills, I already acquired them. It's just unfun now to play through. Tower of Fractured Obstacles, of course, will be definitely the one that would give me the most new skills. Toes is pretty hard to say if I should do this right after TOTS, since it's out of these three definitely the biggest jump in terms of difficulty. Tower of Glitching and Healing is the smallest change or difference in terms of gameplay and in terms of difficulty, according to the difficulty chart, since it's just by just a very small part easier than TOTS, according to the difficulty chart, of course. Okay, somehow fluked floor 3. Nice. Okay, this might be a good run. Yeah, also all of these towers uses a ton of fin studs. Okay, that was a bad fail, I guess. But floor 4 is my current PB on PC. Of course, Tower of Glitching and Healing I have the most experience on PC with. Since Toes I only got to floor 7 on mobile. And I got to floor 4 is my best on PC. And also, to be honest, Tower of Eternal Suffering is kind of unfun. And I really don't want to do this and just skip half of the difficulty. So I might do turf fractured obstacles or glitching and healing. Since in my opinion turf glitching and healing is a bit harder than tots. In my opinion. Of course turf fractured obstacles were probably the best pick that I could do. But again it definitely has a lot of unfun sections. More the parts that I hate about turf eternal suffering, it's the middle. Around floor 4 to 8. Tough glitching and healing are basically the third floor is pretty bad, floor 6 is pretty bad, and floor 8. Tough fractured obstacles is more of the first half. The rest is pretty simple. And yeah. So I really the bad part about Toast is that it has an extremely hard part. A part that is considered to be by most people low and same, which is even harder than Tots floor 9, because it's longer in terms of gameplay, also just harder, which makes it sure even a bigger difficulty spike than floor 9's the floor 9 of Tots. Tough glitching and healing really doesn't have that many, like, you know, I guess that many that floors, like not a major difficulty spike floor, as well as tough fractured obstacles where it's rather quite balanced in anything. So yeah, I will probably do tough fractured obstacles, but I want to hear your opinion about what I should do next, since I really want to know what you know, what I should do next as my next remorseless, since tough glitching and healing wouldn't technically be a hardest, but still a second remorseless is pretty good to do. And after that I would do, okay, I failed the same flipping thing twice. Now I'm gonna real quick to ring 5. Now the thing about, like, you know, each tower of course has a bad thing, but these are probably my 3 best picks that I have right now. I also just eat gum, by the way. I just eat gum while recording. There would be also technically nonsensical platforms, but it's slightly easier than Tots in terms of the difficulty chart, and it's just terrible. Niflheim is also there, which would definitely boost my trust skill, or Extreme Dystopia. These two are probably my another 2 good picks, but you know, Tough Niflheim is too similar to Tofo, and Tofo is just higher in terms of difficulty. And I really want to first of all get good with long jumps and then trust gameplay. There's also Verdant Entropy, I guess, but that one is also kind of, you know, not that cool. So yeah. So I think I would choose Turf Fractured Obstacles, but I really need your guys' help, and you should tell me what I should do next. Since also Turf Fractured, I'm decent at glitches right now, I guess. I wouldn't really say I'm really bad at them, since I'm you know, I don't really have the most issue with these, because I learned the wall hops and Turf glitching and healing. And technically there isn't anything that I can't do right now, just that the soft locks will be pretty bad for me. So I might even do it next, since I can basically do everything in that tower. Besides maybe a few wall hops, where I'm also now a lot better since I've been playing Top Glitching and Healing. And I guess it's also like, again, I've got to floor 7 on it, even though it's not as much progress as getting to floor 7 on Toes. It still is, you know, still pretty good, since the B-side, since no, floor 9 is free basically, but the B-side is just a bad thing. Floor 7 is not too bad, I guess. But yeah, you know, the only bad part really about Turf glitching and healing is just floor 3, which is the worst floor. I'm even not that bad now at Turf, the third floor. Just the part that's driving me insane is floor 3. Since it's super early in the tower and it's really demotivating if you fail an easy floor. But yeah, these two are probably my best picks since Toast is rather a unfun experience. I mean, all of these are mostly just not the best in terms of gameplay. But I think that the best thing that I could choose is probably Glitching and Healing or Tofu. Because Toast is still a pretty big gap. And I just have made no positive experience with that tower. Since I find it really unfun, to be honest. I like, at least with Glitching and Healing and Tofu, I like the design or the style of gameplay. Or both. But in Toast, I just really, it's just Tots, but with more client objects. Which, I mean, I definitely made a lot of towers like that, but yeah, it's not that good since Tots doesn't use any spin stats, but Toast throws these at you just with no you know, break. And the gameplay is definitely unfun. The thing with Tower of Glitching and Healing is though that it was an SC, and you can definitely feel that in the gameplay. I mean, like, this was never planned to be remorseless at all. And since this tower got technically nerfed down, it kind of is a weird thing. That all of that, like, this tower is definitely, you know, to be honest, it would definitely kind of boost my skill maybe. Since I will be able to do raw gameplay that's insane, but because of like some stuff, it's not insane, I guess. I guess there's also Tower of Astral Fusion, but to be honest, I don't really like modern towers, and I really think it's kind of overrated. Since, you know, I've got some experience with each of these, the one that I have the least experience is Tofu. Out of like all of these three options. The good part about Tower of Fractured Obstacles has a pretty okay soundtrack. Toast is just, it just uses like 3 songs or something like that, which could definitely drive me insane. But Tower of Glitching and Healing has probably like the best soundtrack out of all of these, because it has Ahead in Time, Riven Heaven, just a lot of indie music, kind of, I don't know, and just, you know, Kirby music, which is just a good variety in terms of music. And yeah, this floor is the only reason why Tower of Glitching and Healing is, in my opinion, like, not the most enjoyable, I guess. I luckily passed the conveyor part, but like the real hard part is the low ceiling jump, which funnily enough was also the part that I struggled on my PC grind with in Tots, which was also a low ceiling jump. Just that you enter the low ceiling unless just exiting I don't know. exiting. Why can't I pronounce that, man? What? Sorry, it's not in a system type of grammatical error. Oh my god, what the fuck is going on? I'm only programmed to use Ito terms. You know, like, once I pass floor 3 on a run, I either just have the most stupid fail to something that's not even my fault, or just, you know, get to floor 6 or my current PB, because I don't want to make a 6-7 joke anymore. It's driving me genuinely insane. You know, the good thing about floor 8 is now I used to like complain that like I used to struggle with floor 8 and stuff like that. That flipping jump is so bad. Like, without that, I would just grind this tower and I would have so much fun. But Just because of that, it's so bad, man. And that would also finally make my entire top 5 hardest towers only intense or harder towers. If I were able to beat this. Or any other remorseless. Since Tower of Rage is my 5th hardest right now. Which is funny that Tower's Green Punching was in my top 5 so long. And when I beat 2IE, Tower's Green Punching was like in the 2nd place. After that Codes, it was in the 3rd place. And then when I beat 2EA, it was on play 5. And after I beat 2EA on PC, I beat Tower of Rage and then did Tower of True Skill on PC. Which is kind of cool. Okay. Also an interesting thing is that Tower of Wall Hugging in terms of my PC hardest completions was pretty high too. Due to I jumped from Tower of Wall Hugging on PC to 2IE. But yeah, I've now switched from mobile to PC since I think it's a lot better on there now. Since I used to not go there because my rapping skill is so bad, but I finally understood how to do raps. And now it's pretty easy actually. And you know, like Tower of glitching and healing is definitely a lot easier if you have some control, because on mobile, like flipping, especially Tower of glitching and healing, like how flips are used in that tower, is pretty hard because it's sometimes just RNG when your click is gonna work. If you just go real quick through a wall, that's not that bad. But if you need to, you know, do the glitch wraps and stuff like that, you never know when it's gonna happen, and that's just bad. Oh my god, man. Yeah, that's like the bad part, because like the first 3 floors are like pretty annoying to fail, especially floor 3 since it's like the hardest up to that point. But yeah, I think I'm gonna do one more run of turf pitching and healing, and that's it. So yeah, I will also make a poll in my community tab where you guys just can left like rankings about it. So expect that one too. Yeah. So that's basically it for this video, I guess. You know, like I have some problems, I guess. Oh my god. Why do I literally loop fail the first 3 floors? That's like the thing, you just loop fail these like first 3 floors and then you just quit. That's basically how it is to grind this tower. You know, like if this tower ever needs to like get changed up once again, they should just change up floor 3, that's it, because floor 3 is, to be honest, the only bad floor. It's not even hard, it just is filled with unfun jumps. So if they would just remake that floor, just the conveyor section and like that low ceiling jump, they would just remake these, or at least just nerf these, then I will be more than enough to do this tower immediately, because besides that there's really nothing that's really bad, to be honest, in the tower left. That's like it. Because I just need to get consistent with like these floor 3 sections, and then it's it basically. Just I need to be good at wall hopping, I guess. So like the last like floor 6 to 8 are like pretty hard, I guess. But like the only real danger is really floor 8, since it has an outside section. Because floor 6 gives you basically a partial net. Okay, what does that fail? And I might even do this as my first insane. Because you just need to corner clip in terms of flipping on the every flip that's not a glitch wrap. And fun fact, you were able to skip most flips that are not glitch wraps. Okay. Fun fact, there are multiple ways how to do this section. You can high jump it, you can go like from here to this cure break, or you can just do it the intended route. It's pretty fun. You know, this tower's just glitch based, that's it, to be honest. Like, it's kind of funny that like the parts that I'm struggling the most aren't even glitches. They're just bad game design. Because like that one thing is just super bad like that. I would be even fine if they just removed that low ceiling jump, because the conveyor section at least like has some kind of skill involved. But that like low ceiling thing is just so trash. Also, this tower has a lot of tight ropes, which is not that bad now that I'm on PC. Which is another plus of switching to PC. Whoa. Whoa! And yeah, that also sometimes happens to me, which is also not fun. So yeah, that's it basically with this video, I guess. So yeah, make sure to vote in the poll that we'll be putting into my community tab. And I know this might sound like now, there's just some advice. You can also just unsubscribe after that, I guess. Just so you don't miss the community vote and fight my channel. Or you just like this video or put it in watch later. You know, if you don't want to support me at all. Or share it, I don't know, whatever you want to do to keep this video. Or this channel. So you can like get to the poll pretty fast. I will probably also make an announcement video like saying that it's live. But yeah, expect it soon. You know, before I end this video off, I wanna say that I made like a poll like around almost now one and a quarter year ago, where I asked if you guys want to see some Roblox content. And like I didn't really want it that much since I really hated Roblox at the time. And like that was like winter 2024 I think, or like January 2025. And now I'm like, now I just make Ito content on this channel, and that's kind of funny. Okay. Yeah, like that the conveyor section is just unfun, to be honest. It's not even that bad. It's just not fun and annoying. That low ceiling jump feels just like RNG, to be honest. I know it involves like you need to know like time your jump kind of, but like first of all, who the fuck wants to do that? And second of all, no thanks. Wait. Okay. You know, like only like this, the second and like the first and second conveyor are pretty bad because of their placement. This job is also not that fun. Okay, I did it. And like most of the times when you pass this jump, unless you're like super unfamiliar with like the next Or that fucking happens, man. Why do I like fail every possible jump now? Yeah, that's it basically. See you next time, I guess. Bye. And make sure to vote in the poll. You can either subscribe or just, you know, save this video so you can find the poll easily. Because trust me, you will not find this video at all when searching for it, like on YouTube. Trust me, the algorithm has beef with me. Yeah, see you next time, man. Bye, I guess.